is preparing for this potential of flooding along the Mississippi. Good evening, I'm Daniel. When Mackenzie Henderson is off tonight. Flood preparations are underway in Hannibal tonight as the National Weather Service predicts low to moderate flooding by next week. WGEM's Dylan Smith is standing by in Hannibal right now. And Dylan, what's being done to ensure safety?
Well, Daniel, one of the big things that was done earlier today, if you look directly behind me, this is one of the five floodgates that were put up here in Hannibal earlier today. Now, the National Weather Service projects river levels to jump here in Hannibal by about 4 feet, though. And officials say even though there is that low to moderate risk, like you alluded to, they don't worry about losing any kind of tourism, and they're not necessarily worried about the river rising. The floodgates go down as river levels go up. But in downtown Hannibal, foot traffic is business as usual, and it's not expected to change.
All of our attractions are on this side of the levee. The riverboat operates from their north dock when the levee gates are in, so people can still enjoy a riverboat cruise. Hannibal Convention and Visitors Bureau Director Megan Rapp is confident the tourism Hannibal is known for won't be deterred by the Mississippi. The levee's been there for 30 years and has never let us down, so we're not concerned. Like Rapp, the city's emergency management director, Jacob Naki, believes in the town's safety.
The river really doesn't do crazy, unpredicted things. We're dealing with snow melt from some warm weather they had up north, Minnesota, in that area. So that's pretty predictable as far as the National Weather Service keeping us up to date on that. Naki says they usually put in the floodgates when the river reaches the 21-foot mark. Right now, the river measures 18.5 feet. We keep an eye open, and if the predictions start changing, then we can take some extra precautions on top of what you've seen here with the gates going. There's some other things we can do on top of that. Naki expects the effects will be minor. At the worst, flooding in parks along the Mississippi that won't affect downtown. Everything is open. The downtown, we're looking forward to Great Girlfriend Getaway this weekend. Of course, Twain on Main over Memorial Day.
And the National Weather Service predicts by sometime late next week, that river levels will start to taper off. For now, though, the gates prevent any vehicles from reaching the riverfront. Live in Hannibal, Dylan Smith, WGEM News.
Thank you, Dylan. Transition to Hancock County now. Upstream from Hannibal, flooding impacts are already beginning across northern Hancock County. As I mentioned, First Street in Dallas City is close to being underwater. Roads along the river are seeing some water already. Homes even seeing some water in Pontusic. Officials toured the area today to see the current impacts and what may be needed in the coming weeks.
Getting out here and actually seeing how the water's creeping in and what potential structures might be damaged, it's really important to know that, because that's really going to dictate our preparedness level and how we're going to come in when we're called.
Red Cross has already been deployed to help with sandbagging and shelters in the Quad Cities region. They're closely monitoring the river and impacts from Fort Madison down to Hannibal.